Hello, welcome. I'm so pumped to be here with you all today. I'm gonna let everyone kind of hop on here for a second. I just finished my hand morning power smoothie, so I may have some blueberries in my teeth. Please excuse me. Cool, I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about this today. Today we're gonna be covering and talking about the topic of IBS and talking about why IBS, in my opinion, is really a BS diagnosis, right? So if you are new here today, hello, my name is Hannah Aylward. I'm a certified holistic health coach and I specialize in gut health. And I really help women all over the world ditch their digestive issues, get to the root cause of their issues so they can actually live lives that they want, free of pain, free of digestive issues, and being able to expand their plates, being able to live the lives that they want, yeah? So, if you're joining me live, please come on and say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I love meeting you all, and we're just gonna dive right into it, yeah? So, first and foremost, I would love to know, who here, who's joining me live or catching the replay, if you're catching the replay, just type in replay, who here has been told that they have IBS, that they've gone to the doctor, right? The doctor can't find anything. Maybe he does some different testing. Maybe he does colonoscopy, or she, maybe whoever it is, they do a colonoscopy. Maybe they do an endoscopy. They listen to you, and they just say, looks like you have IBS. There's nothing we can really do, or, try drinking some more water, or maybe we can get you on this antidepressant because a lot of it's in your head, and there's that gut-brain connection. Let me know if this resonates with you, yeah? So this commonly happens, and I want to talk to you about why it doesn't need to be this way, and you can absolutely get relief from these symptoms, yeah? So I'm live in both places. I hope everyone can see me and hear me okay. Let me know if you can't. So if you're just hopping on, we're covering IBS, we're covering why this diagnosis honestly really doesn't make sense, and we're gonna get into it. So contrary to popular belief, IBS really isn't your problem. Many people are diagnosed with IBS from their doctors, their practitioners, and take this really as the end-all be-all, right? So almost every single student that's come into my online program or come to work with me has been told that they have IBS, right? So the story usually goes, Heather says that's exactly what happened to me. Yes. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at that. I'm just kind of yes. And Heather, I know that this is what happened to you because it happens to a lot of my students. By the time people come to me, this is what happened, right? So I had a past student. She had seen 4 gastroenterologists in town. She's bloated, so bloated, it's waking her up at night. She can't complete her workout classes. She's having to leave them early. She's miserable. Her confidence is depleting, all of these things, right? And they're just she went to 4 the top doctors, right? And they're we can't find anything that's wrong. It looks like you just have IBS. And then she came to me as a last resort. A lot of people come to me as a last resort. They've spent all the money, they've tried all the things, they're what's going on? And I'm girlfriend, we gotta get you on my program, and we did, and within 2 days, symptoms gone, right? So there's something else that's causing it, but now I'm kind of jumping around, so let me focus here. Okay, so many people are diagnosed with IBS from their doctors. They take this as the end-all be-all. They've been to multiple specialists without much to show for it, so you're left frustrated, overwhelmed, desperate, right? You're left Googling all of your symptoms. You're left trying, celery juice every morning, or intermittent fasting, or you're buying random probiotics or apple cider vinegar gummies, right? I know that this is how it goes. And it's so frustrating to me because we're not giving you the right support. And I know that it's frustrating to you as well because you're living in pain, right? So it's not fun, and it's not even, it is so much about the physical pain and the annoyance of it and the bloating and everything, but also we watch this and we experience this have an impact on our entire lives, right? Our confidence, we don't want to go meet our friends, our stomach starts to dictate our days, right? So it's oh, I wonder what I'm gonna eat, I don't want to upset my stomach, or I can't go for my walk this morning because I may have to run to the bathroom, or whatever it is. These are all stories of my past students, right? So they're I only walk my dog around this one single block because I'm afraid I'm going to poop my pants, basically. This is no way to live, right? Or you're I haven't gone to the bathroom in 2 weeks and I feel a lump, right? This is not normal either. We just need to get to the root cause of this. So I'm getting really into this and I'm jumping around. So let me gather my thoughts. Okay, hold on. I have a lot of questions coming in here. We've got, I just wanted to say that I tried the gut healing and today I'm on my 3rd day and I feel super good. Thank you so much for your gut healing program. Oh, you must be talking about my free 3-day gut reset. Hello, you guys, we got a testimonial on here right now. That's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear this, Amira. Don't stop at 3 days. It's gonna take a bit longer, you know, if you've got some serious issues, but this is a wonderful reset button. I'm so happy to hear this. You're so welcome. Hi, at work, so going to watch the replay. I was diagnosed with IBS. Awesome. Yeah, I wanna learn more, going to watch it later. Have an amazing day. Yes, I'm gonna try to keep this up. I'll try to keep bits of it up later so you guys can get some of this access to some of this content. If you're not in my Facebook group, the entire replay is available in my private Facebook group. So just send me a DM and I'll send you a link to join, and then you can get access to the entire replay. Okay, so back at it, yeah? Okay, so IBS is technically a functional gastrointestinal disorder, right? So this means that like it's not going to kill you. It's not necessarily taken as seriously, in my opinion, because you can it's not going to, my personal opinion, the suffering and the lifestyle adjustments that you have to make dealing with it will really alter your life, you know. And anyone that lives with this knows that, right? You're like, my entire life, it revolves around this. So no, it's not a disease that's going to like kill you, but your quality of life drastically reduces, right? With that being said, functional gastrointestinal disorder means that also there's no actual cause that could be found for your symptoms. So you've likely been sent off with maybe a medication to control your symptoms without really addressing the root cause. And this is what I really want to emphasize here today, is we have to address that root cause. So IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome. What a syndrome actually is a group of symptoms that usually occur together. So let's think about that, right? So a symptom just means a group of a syndrome, just means a group of symptoms that usually occur together. This still doesn't give us a cause. This still doesn't tell us what we're working with, right? It's basically like saying you're bloating, stomach pain, cramping, diarrhea, whatever you are dealing with, digestive issues are happening because you have bloating and stomach pain and digestive issues and diarrhea. Like it doesn't make sense, right? So if anyone's told you you're dealing with IBS or you have this just because you have your issues are coming from IBS, like this is not a cause. This doesn't make any sense, right? Like that's not what the definition even means. And it doesn't help us at all. I just want to let you guys know, like, it doesn't make sense. We have to dig deeper. My point is to dig deeper because something is causing all of these symptoms and we want to identify what's causing all of these symptoms, address that, and then we get our life back. So also what I find fascinating is that IBS affects between 25 and 45 million people in the United States. And about 2/3 of these people are female. So to all my ladies out there, it is more common with us, and you are not alone. There are tons and tons and tons of people suffering with this, and it breaks my heart, but that's why I do this work. I suffered with these issues myself, and we got to get to the bottom of it, right? So once you are diagnosed with IBS, the search for the cause of the symptoms just kind of ends, usually, right? It's like we're looking to diagnose it, and then so once we diagnose it, once a doctor diagnoses it, it's kind of like, that's it. And that shouldn't be it. We have to dig deeper. So let me know if that resonates with you. If you've just been told that you have it and then that's it, like good luck, or you're like, what do I eat? And they're like, don't know, or they're like, you're a little stressed or whatever. This has all happened to past students of mine. They've been told, well, you're planning a wedding, so you're just really stressed out, honey. No, not acceptable in my book. Or, you need to relax a little bit, or it's all in your head, right? No, it's not. There is a gut-brain connection. Your thoughts do influence your digestive system and vice versa, but that's not enough for us here. So, okay. So we haven't identified the cause of the symptoms, aka the underlying issues here. So these issues could be yeast, candida overgrowth, leaky gut, right, which usually comes with these other things, food sensitivities, parasites, gut-brain axis disturbances, hormonal imbalances, or SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So we have to start searching for the answers, the cause of these. The things that I just named are actual causes, right? And we can still even dig a little deeper within those causes. But this actually gives us something to address, right? When we start searching for these, and if we don't start searching for these root causes, we're going to be on a symptom management plan for the rest of our lives, right? So your life is then going to revolve around simply managing your symptoms of these issues, right? The bloating, the digestive issues, the diarrhea, the constipation, all of that, as opposed to saying, no, I'm not going to deal with those forever. I want to get rid of those, right? Someone here says, I want to learn about gut healing. Yeah, totally. So my point is, we have to address what's going on with your gut through a holistic, comprehensive gut repairing program that takes into account all different areas, right? So not just what we eat, not just the supplements, not just the exercise, not just the random herbs or the teas or the peppermint or the ginger, right? But we have to bring in all like pieces of this puzzle, all areas of this wheel, right? So also, I would just like to point out that, my personal belief also is that big business does not profit when we actually get better, right? So when you're dealing with this and you have to get on a medication every single month for the rest of your life, who's making money off of that? What happens when we actually get to the root cause of your issue, of your IBS, and, get you through a comprehensive program? It goes away. Then what happens? Who profits when we eat like whole foods and vegetables? Not big business, local farmers, right? So I think there's a bit more into it, but I won't go too far into that. That will be my book, like one day down the line. But there's more to the puzzle here, right? So also, if your digestive system is not functioning properly, then all other systems in your body can be harmed. Your brain, your immune system, your hormones, your skin, right? This is because the digestive tract is where we assimilate and interact with the outside world, and the gut lining determines what gets absorbed into our bodies and what gets eliminated. This is why I teach gut health, because I find that when we address our gut health, not only do we get rid of the digestive symptoms, right? The diarrhea, the constipation, the bloating, the acid reflux, but we also increase our energy. We get sick less often. We sleep better. We have less brain fog. Our skin gets clearer, right? All of these things come into play because the gut is the epicenter of our health. So you probably find that your IBS symptoms, it's not just digestion, right? I talk a lot about digestion and bloating and things like that because so many women suffer with it, but it's not just about that. This goes farther and wider. It affects all these systems in our body. Weight loss resistance, once again, skin conditions, right? Acne, eczema. I had a past student who had a full body rash. No one could identify what it was. She went to top dermatologist in New York City. She got a biopsy, right? They took a chunk of her skin off. No answers. They were like, here's a steroid. Not acceptable in my book, right? Not acceptable. So what we did is we put her on my program. Within 2 weeks, 70% reduction in her condition. After struggling with this for years and years. Top dermatologist, biopsies, testing, right? No answers. I'm like, something else is going on inside. We got to get to the root cause of this, right? So I bring this up to reiterate the fact that you may be struggling with digestive issues and you probably also have something else going on, right? You're exhausted. Your alarm rings and you want to hit the snooze button. Or you have some acne or eczema. Or you can't seem to, your weight won't budge and it doesn't feel like you're at your healthy weight. It feels like you're at an inflamed weight that's carrying more than serves you. Or you have some joint pain. Maybe you have migraines, right? All of these things play a part. So let me know if you're someone who hasn't told you have IBS, but you're also like, yes, I also have these other things, right? And it's because the gut, once again, is the epicenter of our health. It spans far and wide. It really affects. They have linked about 90% of all diseases back to gut health, right? Because the gut is where we assimilate all of our nutrients, and the gut is, our immune system is right there, right? So the immune system is what fights off all of this disease, right? So if there's something wrong with the immune system, if there's something wrong with our gut, our immune system isn't functioning properly, especially important during this time, right? And then we can't control inflammation regardless of how it's showing up. Does this make sense? Let me know if you guys have any questions here. So, okay, so once again, I want to talk about like what these root causes of your IBS could be, right? So they could be food sensitivities. They could be gut dysbiosis, which is an imbalance of bacteria in the gut. It could be SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It could be SIFO, which is small intestinal fungal overgrowth. Could be MMC issues. MMC is that migrating motor complex. I think I have a whole video on it actually on my IGTV, so you can check it out if you'd like. I talk about it in my program. We really help space things out throughout the day and optimize your MMC function, because a lot of people have taken some damage over the years. Basically, your migrating motor complex is something that pushes particles like leftover food, bacteria, pushes it through your small intestine. It happens naturally. It's different from peristalsis, which is part of the digestive process, but it happens in the small intestine only when there's not food there, and it happens naturally, right? So it'll happen likely like when you're sleeping. When we get an overgrowth, or when we feel really bloated, like something like that's going on, we likely have an issue with that MMC. We're not giving it enough care. It's not doing its thing properly, basically, to sum it up. So we want to really address that. Once again, if you want more information on that, I talk about it, and I talk about how snacking can really actually be damaging your digestive system. That doesn't mean you have to go hungry. That doesn't mean you have to watch everything like a hawk, right? But it's nice to space our meals out to optimize that MMC function. You could have leaky gut. I have lots of videos on leaky gut. Please check them out on my page. You could have different infections, parasites, bacteria, yeast, fungi, right? You could have altered HPA axis function, which is basically your brain isn't communicating to your body well enough, and you're not able to shift out of that fight or flight nervous system response. That's kind of how I can break it down really simply. Or you could have heavy metal toxicity. These are all underlying issues that are causing your IBS. So do not accept IBS. We can adjust it, we can fix it, and we can overcome these issues. Okay, address what I just said, and you get rid of your IBS for good. And you don't have to live on low FODMAP. You don't have to live on a low carb diet, right? This is gonna wreck your gut health in the long term. In my past, I lived on like really, really more restrictive elimination diets for a while, and it didn't do me any good, right? It also makes it harder to just like live your life. So we don't want you living on something like this. It can be helpful in the short term. Okay, so keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. It's not normal to have tons of food intolerances. It's not. Feeling sensitive to one or two foods, that's another situation. Not normal to have food intolerances. It's not normal to have bloating after every meal. It's not normal to be constipated, which could even be going once a day, but by the time people see me, they're like, I haven't gone in a week, 2 weeks, right? I had someone who hadn't gone in 2 weeks, and they did my 3-day gut reset, and on day 1 they went to the bathroom. You just have to know how to work it, right? But it's not normal to be constipated like that. It's not normal to have diarrhea, or to have a combination of both, where you're like alternating between diarrhea and constipation over and over again, right? Keep digging, fix your gut health, and you will fix your IBS. You don't have to live with it. It doesn't have to dictate your life anymore. You can begin to open up your plate, begin to open up your food. You can enjoy going out to eat with friends again. You can enjoy eating with your family again. And we can really, really get rid of this and ditch your symptoms. So I like to address all of this in a holistic and thorough gut repairing system that addresses the mind, the body, the spirit, and all of the physical, right? So the combination of high quality targeted supplements, not just random ones off the shelf, not ones that are gonna cost you $600 and you don't really know what you're doing or what they're doing, right? But the right one, so you can stop wasting your time and your money and stop suffering for longer. The right type of exercise. We don't wanna be over exercising, especially if we're doing gut repairing. And we really wanna be exiting that fight or flight response, because our bodies cannot heal in that response. So when we're feeling high cortisol, when we're feeling really stressed, our body cannot do its thing. I talk about this a lot in my other videos. I talk about this constantly because it's so important. Your body cannot repair, your gut cannot repair if you are in a state of stress. And most of us are these days, right? So it's really important to learn learn techniques to exit this fight or flight response, to get out of the sympathetic nervous system response and into the parasympathetic. That may take deeper work if you've endured trauma, if you've endured like big trauma, if you have a really stressful life, if you have really limiting beliefs that are like that are hindering your growth, right? Hindering your healing. That's kind of something I work with my students one-on-one is, I'm like, what are we believing here and how is this hindering us from getting better? And if you've suffered from abuse, whatever it may be, it may take some deeper healing here so the body can feel safe enough to get into the parasympathetic nervous system state. But I talk about this because it affects your overall health, and not only does it affect your mental health, it affects your gut health, it affects your IBS, right? It affects everything else. So that's really why I developed my online program, Healing Guts and Shaken Butts, is because it combines all of these things. It combines exercises, tools to get you out of the sympathetic nervous system response and into the parasympathetic, into that rest and digest, where you can decrease your bloating, where you can get rid of that acid reflux, all of that, right? Where you can bring down your cortisol levels. High cortisol also creates leaky gut. It pulls apart those tight junctions in the gut lining. So it really all works together. It's not just about the food, but my program combines tools to manage your stress better, which we could all use, especially right now. All of the food adjustments to decrease inflammation, to get rid of these common toxic trigger foods that tick most of us off so the body can begin to heal itself. High quality targeted supplements, not the ones on the shelf at Walmart or Whole Foods, right? We want to make sure that we're using medical grade, high top-notch supplements that I have access to through the practicing physician that's on my team. And we want to make sure that we are doing the right kinds of exercise, not over-exercising, not increasing cortisol, not exercising just because we want to control the size of our bodies because we hate our bodies, right? We dig deeper here. So we do all of the fixes, the physical, the mental, and the emotional. And we really get to the root cause of this. Some people feel better in literally 2 days. Like, been suffering for months, 2 days, they're feeling better. So I take you through every single step in this process that I've taken over like 10 years to formulate in my online course, Healing Guts and Shaken Butts, that's launching at the end of this month. So if you're interested, shoot me a DM or comment on this, and I'll get you more information. And this literally walks you through everything that I've talked about so you can actually get to the root cause of your IBS and get rid of it, and not have to deal with it for the rest of your life and get rid of all of these symptoms that really just end up controlling your whole life and dictating all of your days, and leave you in a lot of pain and suffering that you do not need to be in. And we do it in community, so it's really fun. So you can do it with other women that are going through the same thing, because accountability is very important. Community is very important. I know how isolating it can feel when you're dealing with this. Right? Depression pops up, loneliness pops up, you're afraid to leave your house, you're embarrassed, you don't want to put on your jeans, you don't want to go meet your friends, you aren't feeling that's as sexy because you're feeling out of body, you feel like you're at war with your body, right? I've been there. I used to be terrified to eat anything because I was afraid it was going to ruin my entire day. You do not need to be dealing with this. So do we have any questions, you guys? Let me know in the comments and I will address them. Another thing that I'm really excited about is that in this round of Healing Guts and Shaken Butts, for the very first time, we have the access to testing for you. So through the practicing physician on my team, Dr. Saima, we can order you testing to identify literally exactly what is going on with you, and we can nip it in the bud and address that root cause and get rid of it, right? So with my formula, we basically address that anyway because of how I have everything set up. But just in case we're missing anything, if you feel like you want the option of the testing to make sure that we're hitting it all exactly as we should, we now have that available for you. We just have to figure it out and get rid of that, and we do it while eating amazing, delicious food and feeling really good in our bodies and having a lot of fun. I mean, this program is called Healing Guts and Shaken Butts because if you follow me, you know I love to dance, you know I'm all about joy and happiness and fun and being playful, and feeling really at home in our bodies, no longer at war with our bodies. So we can do it all. No fasting, no starving, no crazy foods that you've never heard of before that you can't find in the store, or you'll buy once and you even touch them again after this program, right? This is a serious lifestyle shift. We're getting to the root cause. We are giving you relief in all of this, and it's sustainable. And that's why I offer it as well, is because I know that going to a functional medicine doctor can easily cost $3,000, you know? And that could be before supplements. That could be before all that other stuff. And it's not available in everyone's area. So that's kind of why I have this program. It's not a substitute for medical advice. Nothing that I say is. But a lot of students who go through this program see incredible results. And I'll be sharing more of their stories with you soon. So if there are no questions from you guys, then I'm gonna hop off. Let me see to make sure that I address everything. Someone says they want to learn about gut healing. Yes. We can definitely do that. That's my jam. I can talk about it all day. Okay, if there's no questions, I'm gonna hop off. If you're catching the replay, let me know. If you have any other questions or you're interested in getting on the wait list is already filling up with people, which is really exciting. It's gonna be such a powerful group this time. Then send me a DM or send me a message and we'll get you on that wait list because it's launching soon and I'm so excited. Okay, awesome, you guys. Have a fabulous Tuesday and let me know if you have any questions. Sending you lots of love. Bye.